Hello everyone, welcome. So for the first time ever really, I sat down today and filmed a full makeup tutorial, which I've always wanted to do, but I've never gotten around to it. And if you haven't already guessed, this is Lady Gaga's Grammy, Million Reasons, Joanne Hallelujah look, honey, okay? We got some glitter going on, we got some soft pink. I love this soft pink so much. When I first saw it, I was like, oh honey, oh Gaga, yes baby, yes. And then we have this dramatic liner happening, and I will show you how to do all of that in this video. I'm so excited. So continue to watch if you would like to learn how to do this. I'm living for this. It's a really fun look, but it's a whole lot of steps, so patience is key. Just take your time, rewatch it if you have to. I would love to see some of y'all do this look. So, and let me know if you want me to do more videos like this, because I have a lot of fun doing it. So yes, hallelujah. Let's get started with the video. Whoa, yep, I told y'all it was gonna be scary. No makeup. My skin does look a little irritated though, because I just did some skincare, because gotta take care of her. So anyway, let's do this. Let's get started. Let's see what happens. It's been a while since I've been on camera, so let's go. Okay, so in order to get that sharp wing line that she has, I'm gonna use some tape. And the placement of the tape, first of all, you want to take it and put it on your hand first and then rip it off so that it's not as sticky and it doesn't like attach itself to your skin. And you want to look at the bottom curve of your lower lid and basically follow that with the tape. And you also kind of want the tape a little bit lower so that it blends into that lower lash line, and you'll see what I mean when we're done. But just watch. Okay, so now that we got our tapes on and we're looking crazy, I'm gonna take my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Vanilla, and I'm gonna put that on my eyelids, a few stripes on each side. And then I'm just gonna take my little beauty sponge and blend it out. Okay, so now that we've got that blended out, I'm gonna take my Cover FX Perfect Setting Powder and a fluffy brush. This is the It Cosmetics eyeshadow blending brush. And I'm going to use that to set the concealer, so I'm just going to dust it all over the eye area. Now, a good way to tell when you're ready for your eyeshadow is when you run your blending brush over the eye area and everything feels smooth, the brush isn't grabbing or anything like that. Whoa, the balance just got real white. Anyway, sorry for that. If that ever happens throughout the video, I don't know how to fix it. But you just want to run your brush over, make sure that it doesn't grab or pull or anything like that. And everything feels smooth, and you know you're ready for your eyeshadow. To start off, I'm going to be taking my Lorac eye pencil in black and just running that along the lash line. And you can be messy for this part because we're going to smudge it out anyway, but it doesn't really matter with this. As long as you just get it close down to your lash line, and then we're going to smudge it out, you'll see. You'll see. So that's basically what we're starting with, is a gigantic black line. Also, I'm just bringing it to the edge of the tape. I'm not extending yet. That'll come later. Okay, so now that we have two very messy black lines, we're going to take, this is actually an Urban Decay brush. It came in one of my palettes. I'm going to take this end. It's a very densely packed pencil brush. It's basically a smudger, and that's what we're going to use it for. So now that we have the eyeliner smudged out, I'm going to pick up one of my favorite palettes. The Lorac Beauty and the Beast palette. Y'all know me, I'm a huge Disney fan. This is one of my favorite palettes ever. And I'm gonna pick up the shade Swept Up, which is this lovely black shade right here with little glitters in it. Y'all, this is a pigmented black. And it's pigmented because it's not pressed as compactly as other shadows, so it's a little bit more powdery, and I like that because you pick up more pigment that way. This is a slightly more fluffy pencil brush, and I'm going to pick it up, basically load my brush up with it and tap off my excess. And what I'm going to do is take this along the tape right here, and I'm going to create that wing. They probably used eyeliner for this, but I don't like using eyeliner for like stuff like that too much all over the lid because it's harder to get off than eyeshadow, and eyeshadow you can just wipe off. If you want it to be a little bit more long lasting, yeah, go ahead, use eyeliner for this part, but I'm gonna go ahead and create my wing using just black eyeshadow. This part's really important. Stay close to the tape at first, and just kind of work your way along. See there how it's already creating a little bit of a wing? Just kind of run your brush along, staying close to the tape. Because of that tape, you can do whatever you want and basically not mess up in that area. And you just want to intensify it as you go. I'm gonna stop right about there. And then I'm going to take that black eyeshadow again, and I'm going to use it to go over where we just put the liner and set that liner. Now you're probably wondering, if you just did eyeshadow all over that area, why did you do eyeliner? Well, if you put the eyeliner on first and you smoke it out, it gives a black base, so that when the black eyeshadow goes on, it goes on as black as possible. So now another important part of this look, you want the tip of the wing to match up with the highest point of your crease right here. So basically what you want to do is start right here in the dip and just work it upward. Very, very carefully. You want to build up intensity. It helps to tilt your head back so that your creases unfold. But what you want is for this, from here to your inner corner, to be, boom, a straight line. That's what we're trying to achieve here. Take the shadow that's left over on your fluffy brush, on your pencil brush, and just run it along the perimeter of that, and kind of make all the edges a little more softer on the inside. Alright, now that that's kind of softened, I'm going to pick up the Beauty and the Beast palette again and dip into these two shades right here. That is Inner Beauty and Real You. And I'm just mixing those two shades in the palette. And I'm just going to softly blend that under my brow bone. And that's going to be basically my transition shade. And yes, I want it to blend into the black some. But what I'm trying not to do is to carry that black up anymore. So when you're blending them together, you just want to stay on that and don't drag it upwards or anything like that. when you're blending into the black, you just want to stay on right there, just on that line. And you want this all over where there's not, basically where there's not eyeliner. You want this to be all the way in the inner corner right here. This is one of my favorite parts about this look. When I saw this look first and I saw that just baby light pink, I was like, oh my god, it's so pretty. So now that we've got that, I'm gonna go into another one of my favorite palettes, the Candy Johnson I Want Candy palette. Oh my god. I'm gonna be picking up this shade right here. It's a really, really cool toned, almost gray brown, called Taupe Berry. And load up my brush, and I'm gonna use that to help further smoke out that black right there. But I'm not gonna carry it out here over the liner. I'm just gonna use it right here on the middle and the inner corner to smoke that black out. Because if you look at the pictures, it's this line out here is harsh, and then it's more blended towards the middle. So what we're gonna do, just smoke it out right here and in the inner corner. Don't carry it like past here. Keeping it low and pushing it into the crease. You can see how I'm really pushing it in there. And then I'll take my brush again and just kind of wiggle more lightly with less pressure. Just wiggling over that. And just diffusing that black. See how that just makes everything more soft. Now we're gonna go back in with Swept Up from the Beauty and the Beast palette, that original black shade. Excuse me. And we're just gonna go ahead and re-intensify that black, because after the blending that we've done, some of it has gotten wiped away. So we're gonna go back in and just intensify. Again, staying close to the tape. That's what you have to keep in mind. See how much cleaner that looks? Wow. Now also, when we started to blend it out a little bit, that raised my highest point. So I'm gonna adjust my liner. You can see it's thicker now, so that we can maintain that straight line right there. That's what we want. We don't want too much of a dip. It's okay, because see, when you relax your face, there's gonna be a dip there. But it's fine if there's a little bit, but you basically want that straight cut line. So now, I told y'all this was a lot of steps. Now that we have our black and our pink and our taupe down, now we're gonna become scientists. And we're gonna do a little bit of mixing. So I have a little dose cup right here. And then I'm gonna be taking this beautiful glitter from MAC. And this, I believe, is just called Pink. Yeah. And I want that to be the base color for this glitter. And I'm basically just going to tap it in the amount that I want. And it's going to be quite a bit to start with. Then I'm going to be taking this glitter from NYX, and I believe it's called Luna. I'm not really sure, but this is it. It's a white glitter. I'm also going to add that in. And then I'm going to mix those two together. I'm just swirling my cup around here. It's just trial and error, you know. Add some more if you're not quite satisfied with it. But you really just want, I don't know if you can see that, but it's a very light, beautiful pink mixture. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take that on my ring finger, just dip my ring finger in there. Ooh, girl. And I'm going to pick that up and just layer it over top of the base that we put down. And you want to go pretty heavy-handed with this. And this is going to go all the way in to that inner corner. God, that's so pretty. And y'all, I'm not using any kind of glitter glue or anything. I'm just dipping my ring finger in and patting it on to where I want it. Okay, y'all, I'm going to get in close for you guys. This is what we have going on. Oh my god, I wish that light would focus. Okay, this is what we got going on. It's so pretty so far. We still ain't done. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick up another white glitter, This is called Stardust White. This is from Bitsy, and it's technically a nail and body glitter, but I'm gonna use it on my eyes. The only thing I don't like about this glitter is that it is white, and you'll see what I mean when I put it on, but it reflects really green. I don't know why it does that, but I just need a little bit more, and it's bigger glitter, so it's gonna catch the light more. And I'm just gonna put that on the center of the lid. And you can see that green, how it reflects green. That's not my favorite effect. So now that we spent 2 years on the eyes, they're finally done. And we're gonna remove our tapes. Hopefully we're not gonna find anything underneath them. Sometimes you do, and if so, we're just gonna take a makeup wipe and snatch her. All right, here we go. This part's always weird. Oh, honey.
Oh, honey.
Perfect on this side. Let's see if this one comes out the same.
Oh, honey.
Alright. So the eyes are complete. This is the look, honey. Now we're going to get started on foundation. So before you go any further, it's very important that you go wash your hands. Because look at all this glitter. And it's going to get everywhere when you start putting your primer on. So, I'm going to go wash my hands. I'll be right back. Okay, so to prime my skin for foundation, I'm going to be using the Smashbox primerizer. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. When this first came out, I was real skeptical. About it. I just don't like primers that feel really thin. But this one, after I tried it, I fell in love. This is the only downside to doing your eyes before your foundation. You have to be careful not to like mess it up as you're doing everything around it. Just get it on my neck. Y'all, I have this bump right here and it really hurts. My skin is a little redder than normal, so I'm going to be taking my Marc Jacobs color corrector, and this one it's green and yellow. The camera is not happy about that. There we go. It's just basically mixed in together, and I'm just gonna put that all over. It's gonna look real weird at first, but we're gonna blend it out, no worries. Green basically counteracts red, so this is gonna basically even out my skin tone and get rid of that redness. I feel like alphabet. I'm taking my Ulta Beauty sponge, and I'm just gonna bounce that in. And this doesn't have to be perfect at all, because this is just your base layer. Again, it's kind of like when we did the eyeliner first and then the eyeshadow. And you can tell it makes you look a little sickly, but it does the job. It hides the redness. So now we're ready to go in with foundation, and I'm going to be using the Cover FX liquid foundation. This stuff is so good, and this is perfect if you want more coverage but a more natural finish. So I'm just going to be dabbing that everywhere. And also, when you're blending the foundation, you don't really have to worry about getting up close to the eyes. We're going to fix that in a few seconds. So now that the foundation is all blended out and you look a little scary, you want to take your NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, the one that we used in the beginning, and I'm going to mix it with the Dermablend Liquid Camo Concealer. And now, because the NARS is a little bit lighter and I want to have this like lit from within look like she had in the video, I'm just gonna use the NARS by itself to highlight the bridge of my nose, my forehead, my upper lip, and my chin. And this right here is what I love about this sponge, this flat edge. You can use it to really get up along that line right there. And what I'm gonna do is just set that concealer. Start off with the most of your powder down here, and then less up here. You just want enough to set it in that inner corner. While our concealer is baking and setting, we're gonna do brows. So for the brows, her brows were very natural. They weren't heavy or anything like that. So I won't be using any brow products. I'm gonna use, actually, eyeshadow. And I'm taking my Morphe 35O palette, y'all. Know how much I love this palette. The lid has come off of it, if that tells you anything. I'm gonna be mixing this color right here and this color right here to get my brow shade. Okay, so there's both brows done. This side was a little bit more difficult, but just because the hairs on this side tend to slant this way, and this side they tend to slant this way as well, so maybe they're just all trying to go the same way. But you just have to kind of edit that. I don't know if you can see where I did that or not, but I tried to make them look as even as possible. Alright, if you didn't think that we were being extra enough already, I'm gonna bake again. This time I'm using 2 powders. I'm using the Mineral Veil and my sponge again. I'm taking that flat edge, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run it along the bottom of the contour here and basically clean up underneath. I'm so sorry, y'all. There's a built-in drinking game. Every time I say basically, take a shot. Then I'm gonna take my Coty Airspun powder, one of my ride or dies, and load up my sponge with it. Come on, chin strap. Santa. Oh, y'all thought Christmas was over? Oh, honey. Oh, honey. I'm gonna take my Candy Johnson palette again, pick up Taupe Berry on this really tiny pencil brush right here. So now you just have a little bit of a haze underneath the eyes. And to intensify that, I'm going to pick up the shade Licorice Rope in the Candy palette. It's a very matte, very dark black. And I'm going to load up this brush that I used to do the eyebrows, and I'm going to press that on the lash line, up above where we just put that taupe shade. I'm going to take my sponge and basically pull down right here because I don't want to use my hand. And then I'm going to put that Lorac pencil that we started out with to do the eyes. And I'm going to put that on the waterline right there. It just adds so much, and it's so simple. Okay. That was a really weird okay. So we added these lashes because you just die over these lashes. I love them so much. I also did a little bit of blush on the cheeks and some forehead contour. Now I'm just going to go ahead and set my entire face using my rose water spray. I love this stuff. Here we go. Okay, now that I've set my face, I'm going to move on to the lips. I'm mixing 2 together. These are the Lorac Alter Ego cream lipsticks. I'm going to start off with the shade Duchess. I didn't really have a shade that would match what she had on in the video, but I mixed them to get the closest thing. Okay, now I'm going to take the shade Working Girl, and it's going to go in the center. Excuse me. And then To finish it off, I'm taking my NARS Velvet Lip Glide in the shade Unlaced. And I'm gonna do that all over everything. And there's the lip. Okay, now for a final touch, I'm gonna take this loose pigment. I'm not exactly sure where this came from. A friend gave me this. And I'm actually gonna put it on this little tiny brush on the other end of my It Cosmetics brush. I'm gonna dip it in there. This is my favorite part, y'all. I'm gonna dip it in there, and then I'm just gonna use it to highlight my inner corner. You can see the glitter floating around from this pigment. This is insane. And I'm also gonna just run it a little bit on that lower lash line, not a whole lot. Is that not insane? That just completes everything.
Wow, 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 wow.
Look at that. Oh my god, y'all. So obsessed. Alright, y'all, so we've come to the end of the tutorial. This is the finished look. I'm super happy with how this turned out. Let me know if you want me to do more, because I really enjoy doing this. But yeah, I hope you liked it, and I want to see you guys try this. And I'll see you next time. Bye.